Hello guys, in this video we're going to look at date time. So in the previous videos we looked at the different types of data types, but now we're going to look at the date time. So using the date time we can get the date and time. Yes, we can get the date and time using this here. So using this date type we can get the date and time, and as you can see I just put a format of how I put my date down. Basically, let me uncomment this. Yeah, no, it's not this. So yes, so basically just like the other data types, you have to write down the data type, then give the data type a name which we call an identifier. And as you can see, you always have to start with a D, a capital D, and then I just put a random date. Yes, I just put a random date. Today is the 10th. I'm shooting this video on the 10th and it's currently 10:25. It's at night, so yes, that's the time I'm shooting this video. So as you can see, I just put a random date here for the 8th and then a random time. When we run this code, it should print out just this date here, just this date. So yes, let us run this, compile F7. Let's see if there's any problems. There's no errors. Now we can compile. What is the name? I saved this as date time. So there you have it. It displays exactly as the time I put on. Now if we want today's date, we will have to use a certain let me just comment this. Yes, so if we want to print today's time, we have to use this one here. So we have to use this one to get today's time. So we can get the current date and the current time using this code right here. Yes, so this here underscore, so these are two, this right here is two underscores. If you can see, it's two underscores. To understand this, you can basically go to help and you can go to MQL5 reference and it will pop up, and then we can, oh, right here, it's actually right here, so we don't really have to. So yes, it's two underscores. That's, don't mind this, you can't see it, but it's actually two underscores and two underscores on this side as well. So file compilation date time, so it gives us the current date and the current time, right? So yes, I can just minimize that, and then if I run this code, you see I first have to write down my data type, give the data type an identifier which is a variable name, and then I equated it to this right here, which gives us the current date and time. So if we bring this out as an alert, it should print the current date and the current time. So let me press F7 to compile and F4 to bring up our chart. So we have printed. So like I said, today is the 10th, and like I said a few minutes ago, I said it was 10:25, and you can see 22:28, which is the same thing. It's just that now it was 3 minutes ago, if I'm not mistaken, that I say that. So yeah, today is the 10th of August, as you can see. So it prints out our current day and our current time. So this is very much important for those that look to trade what you call, news events, fundamental analysis actually. Those that do fundamental analysis, trading the news and stuff, especially if you want to get a certain period of time, or if you want to open trades at a certain period of time, you can use date time to your advantage. Now looking at let me leave this as is. So we basically let me go to my, okay, let me print this again. Basically it prints out the date and the time, but can you see that the date and the time is separated by what? By a space. So you can basically use the space as a separator to separate the date and from the time, so that you can work with the date and the time separately, or so that you can also separate the dates themselves and work with a specific day, or you can separate the time themselves and work with a specific hour or minute or second. So yes, that is one of the things we can do with the date time. So I'm actually going to show you a code of how you can separate the date from the time using the space, right? So I am just going to do this. So yes, it says here we cannot. We can then use this value to trade based on certain time periods. So like I just said, that's what I just mentioned, especially those that trade fundamentals, news events and stuff. So this right here is the code for separating the news event, not the news events, but the time from the day. Excuse me. I will not go further into this, but if you go back to MQL5 reference, we already looked up Datetime. But if we want more things, we can actually look further, like some functions we're gonna use in this code, such as, let me just do this. We will use string, not string, man. Where is it? Yeah, we're gonna use StringGetCharacter. So if you want to understand more of what this does, you can see if you go to StringGetCharacter, it will explain to you that this here, it takes in two parameters, if I'm not mistaken, the separator and the starting position. So as you can see, our separator is this empty space that I told you about, which we're going to use to separate the dates from the time. And then if you look at the split, so let me also go to help and go back to MQL reference. It explains to you all about everything you need to know about the string split. So it takes in three parameters, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 3 parameters. So it's going to take in the string value, which is the date time, as is. It's going to take it in as is, as it is shown there as an alert. And then it also takes in, so it's going to take in, as you can see, my date converted to string. I first converted my date time to a string. As you can see here, this was a conversion. And then it takes in the use separator, which is where's our use separator, which is this basically the separator. And then it takes in the results. Our result here is an empty array, so our results will be put inside this array. And as you can see here, I used array size because I don't know how many things are within the array. So you have to check the size of the array. It is going to basically tell us, so the function returns the number of elements of a selected array. So it's going to return what? The number of content inside this array. So I use my for loop to check from 0 till the number there, but of course it doesn't get to that number because I should be smaller than count. So for example, if I was, let me just do this, if I was equals to, if I is smaller than 4 than 3, then it basically means that we're gonna start from 0, then we're gonna go to 1, we're gonna go to 2, and then we don't get to 3 because I must be smaller than 3. But at the end of the day, we still have what? 3 items that we check, basically something like that. So yes, our I will start from 0, but it will not get to the count, right? So if count is 3, we're still gonna check 3 items. It's just that I won't get to 3 because it's gonna start from 0, then go to 1, then go to 2. It's going to stop at 2. And if you count from 0, 1, 2, that's 3 numbers being checked, or 3 things being checked, basically. And then for each thing being checked, it is going to print out the value of that thing in the specific array. So for example, in this array here, whatever is inside is going to print it out starting from position 0. So basically, in any array, let's say we have an array of strings, maybe this one is Sydney, then the next one is Sino Olo. So if you have Sydney Chukwu, basically this here is position 0 and this is position 1. And if there is another thing, it's going to be position 2. And if there's another thing, it's going to be position 3. So that is how our positioning works, basically. So it's going to start from position 0 and take everything in position 0 and print it out, and then print out the next thing that's also in position 1 and print out the next thing that's in position 2. It doesn't matter, it will print out everything that is what inside the array. So if we run this code right now, it should give us the date separate from the time, basically. So let me compile F7. There's 2 warnings. What is wrong? Let me see. So datetime converted to string. Okay, I think I don't need this. Yes, I already have it here. Can comment this out. So this is, I already have it here in this example. So it's like, that's why the computer is fighting with me. F7. Yes, as you can see, it didn't fight with me this time, and there you have it. We have the date separate from the time. As you can see, the date is the year, and then the month and the day. The time is the hour, minutes, and seconds, basically. And this is the current time right now, in the current day. So yes, guys, that is basically what you can do. And then you can try and apply this code to separate the year, the day, and the month. And you can also try again to separate the hour, the minutes, and the seconds. So yes, guys, if you try and you encounter some problems, just let me know, comment down below, and then I will definitely do a video separating the year from the month and the day. I hope this makes sense, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video.